Who is Kai Asakura? Making his UFC debut, getting a title shot. What does he fight like? If you don't know who Kai Asakura is, well, first of all, you're missing out and you're in for a treat this weekend because he's great. Today, Kai Asakura film study. Let's get into it and see what you can expect from Kai Asakura as he goes to fight Alexandre Pantoja. So one of the first things you will notice from Kai Asakura is a low kick. Now, he not only kicks this low kick for the outside of the leg, the traditional calf kick, but he will also step up and do the switch lead low kick as well. So he kicks with both legs. Now, that's important because when a fighter switches stances, you don't want to actually be kicking the inside of the leg quite like, or the outside of the leg. You want to be kicking the inside of the leg. Think about when Dustin Poirier was knocked out by Justin Gaethje. But before we get into this episode, please take a moment to consider subscribing to premium membership, where we do videos like this exclusive for your subscribers, and or also Substack, where you can get these videos and the written guides. We do them twice, 3 times a month. You don't want to miss out, guys. Remember, Gaethje kept throwing the low kick, and in the first fight, he threw it to the inside, which allowed Dustin Poirier to throw that, boom, left cross right up the middle. And it knocked out Poirier. In the rematch, Poirier and Gaethje's kicking the outside of the leg. He's swapping it up. And that's what set him up for that knockout in the second fight. Asakura does it both. Now, he kicks with the lead leg to the body a lot. He will kick up high. He changes a lot of direction when he kicks too. So let's go ahead and look at this here. Kai Asakura kicking high. So you'll notice he comes in, he kicks high with the first frame, and the second frame he kicks high. The first frame he set up, he kicks high in the second frame. Now, something that is really interesting here, he exits out to the side. Notice he's not exiting at straight backwards like you would normally expect an MMA fighter to do. Asakura does this from time to time, but he does also exit at an angle. That's going to be very important when he fights Pantoja this weekend, because exiting at an angle against a guy who wants to grind you against the cage, it's going to be your best friend. Lateral movement, you love to see it. So I really like this. And another thing that we can see from Asakura that I like a lot is also what he does when he exits at a straight line or an angle. He will, boom, throw up this cross guard right here. Notice that right arm is on the other side of his face as his opponent throws across. He can check the punch with that hand. We saw a lot of this with somebody like, you'll see a lot of it with boxers that are really defensively minded. Think Floyd Mayweather, think Shakur Stevenson, think those. We actually talked about Shakur Stevenson doing this actually against Artem Hartunian. He had a lot of the hand checks that goes across the side of his face. Now, we did touch up on the low kicks a little bit. He also is very good at countering the low kick with the cross. Against Yuki, his second to last fight in Ryzen, he was, come on, kick my leg, please kick my leg, and boom, throws a cross right at the middle. It's the perfect counter to a low kick. I actually really like his work with that. He also loves the left hook to the body. Obviously, this is Canelo Jeff, but he loves the left hook to the body, and that's where he really starts to set up a lot of his combination work. So we'll see a lot of combination work this weekend should the fight go long enough. Something like this right here. So we'll see Kai Asakura, frame 1, he's stepping up, and he will, let's see if I can make this larger for you guys real quick. He steps in, he wants to get his opponent to draw out a counter, and what he's going to do is he's going to step in, and boom. So notice the counter's coming in frame 2. He's going to dip underneath it. He's squaring his hips up, waiting for a power shot. Okay? And he's going to throw that left hook to the body. And sure enough, bang, left hook to the body lands. Now notice on the top, in frame 3, you'll see Yuki's arm is way overextended from Kai Asakura, dipping low and making that left hand miss. That opens up his chin. And in frame 4, lo and behold, bink, knocks him clean on the ground. This was actually the finish for that. So he'll do a lot of this. You'll see a lot of him ducking under punches, going to the body, and coming up top like this right here, okay? So let's see if we can get a little bit better view here so you can view the full thing. Frame 1 on the left top, you'll see Kai Asakura steps out to the side. He then will throw frame 2, a left to the body, and then frame 3, a right hook up top. Frame 4, don't think this is over. He's got his guy in the corner. Frame 4, he's coming with the uppercut. After he throws the uppercut, he throws a left to probe out, and then a right hand cross. And he does that a whole lot. That's something you'll see a lot from Kai Asakura. He really likes to throw those kind of extended combinations, things you see from like Ilia Topuria. I think when Topuria's fighting, like we've talked about it before, Bryce Mitchell, or he extends combinations really well against like Jai Herbert. Remember that Jai Herbert, boom, boom. Even the Max Holloway one recently, he extends combinations very well, and he manages to put people on the ground with it. Kai Asakura does the same thing. Not as successful. He's a little more... Ilia Topuria is precise too, right? But he's usually looking for the right cross more than anything else. Whereas Topuria is looking to pound you with the left hook, the right cross. He doesn't care. He knows he has power in both hands. Asakura, on the other hand, really likes the right hand. He really likes to land the right hand. He's not a pressure fighter going forward all of the time. He also likes to go backwards. And you can see here against Juan Archuleta, this is his last fight, right? A Bellator champion, Juan Archuleta, I think Archuleta, but anyways, you can see here Archuleta is going to frame 1, he's going to press the pace, and Asakura is going to exit straight back on a straight line. This gets Juan Archuleta running to him. He's going to run right into him and throw a big left hand. Obviously, it's going to miss. Asakura is going to the back. But notice that back right foot of Asakura. He's really going to plant on that. And what I want to point out here, if I can actually make this a little bigger, you can see that right hand, that left foot, he's pointing to him, and that right hand with the left of Juan Archuleta overextending leaves open, bing, right there. A right hand step back, really similar to how Stipe Miocic knocked out Fabricio Verdum. Conor McGregor did this to Jose Aldo. Sean O'Malley did a variation of this, but he switched stances against Sterling. It's a lot of things along that nature. Now, that is a big deal, okay? So, Pantoja will run onto punches like this. This is something to look out for. Not saying that Kai Asakura is going to connect clean and hurt him, but he will run onto punches, and that's something to watch out for. Now, another thing Kai Asakura really likes is the knee, the flying knee, the step-up knee, all of it. He loves to use his knees, especially against wrestlers, and I think we're going to see a little bit of this against Pantoja. Whether it lands or not, I don't know. He's got 2 flying knee finishes in his last 2 fights. Okay, both of them to the body now. That just goes to show you how surgical and precise he is. If he lands to the dome, you're going out. But if he lands to the body, he can hurt you. So, let's take a look at that. Again, back to Juan Archuleta. Archuleta rushing in. He had good success wrestling Kai Asakura, sure. But Archuleta's running in, and notice that back right foot in frame 1. And then in frame 2, boom. Archuleta gets a little too close in for it to land to the chin, but notice he still goes down. Liver shot. Beautiful. Magnificent, right? Something you love to see. You just love it. So, the knee to the body in his last 2 fights against 2 wrestlers is a big deal. Will he be able to do that to Alexandre Pantoja? And that's going to be the big question. Can he hurt Pantoja? Now, Pantoja's going to wrestle. And I mentioned that he hasn't fought in a cage, okay? Now, what we've seen him do in, the ring, he seems to have the right ideas. He seems to be able to get up. And to start off, let's take a look over here at the slideshow. We see, I think that's the Archuleta one. He's got, he digs for the underhook, and he really tries to pull up on the underhook. And what he likes to do all the time, he likes to turn you against the ropes yourself, or he likes to turn his opponent against the ropes, I should say, and push back so he can break and exchange again. These failed takedown attempts are exhausting. And should Pantoja really start to fail a lot, I think we can see Kai Asakura really start to turn these takedown attempts away even more and really start to work on him. Now, he's not a great wrestler, and he can be taken down. He also can get up. Against the cage, I don't know. We're going to see the leg ride. We're going to see how he handles the whole cage wrestling thing. That said, when he does get to the ground, he is good against, in the middle of the ring, straightforward. So we see Yuki here has him on the ground. He has half butterfly, and he will push off in frame 2. So you see the half butterfly in frame 1, that's his left leg. In frame 2, he will push to create space, and he will use this space to get to all fours, to which Yuki tries in frame 3 to hold on to the body, but Asakura, being as strong and as explosive as he is, gets to his feet, and this is where he can start to really work his hands and start fighting the hands off. Think that like the current meta now of sticking your head against the fence, poking your butt out, and really fighting the hands, and that's a lot of what you see from Kai Asakura. Great fight this weekend. A lot of people don't know. I hope this helped you learn a little bit more about him. Now, if you like this, please let me know in the comments. Like, hey, I like this. Let's do more of these. These are great. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you want to know more about that cross hand check, feature video right here. Shakur Stevenson. We talked about him versus Artem Hartunian and how he used the cross check against Hartunian, as well as a lot of more defensive boxing tactics.